So Augusta National sells these sets of cards, and this is a set of bridge playing cards, which typically come in a box of 2. They are smaller than a regular deck of cards, and it's also usually where you find the most outlandish back designs. A lot of the craziest stuff in my collection, design-wise, is from these box set of bridge cards. These are pretty tame, classy, as you might expect from Augusta National. And I've never played bridge, but I know how to cheat at bridge, so I thought I would demonstrate that today. So when you play bridge, it's you and a partner against another team, and typically whoever shuffles the deck, the other team deals. So I'm going to show you how to cheat in both situations, whether you're shuffling or you're dealing. So let's say my opponent is shuffling, and you'll just have to take my word that this is an honest shuffle. I don't have anyone to mix these. If you were here with me, I'd let you shuffle these to your heart's content. So let's say this is their shuffle, and then the cards are handed to you to deal. Well, how do you know anything? How are you going to get the cards you want? There's 2 things that you want to do. The first is a piece of sleight of hand. It's called a second deal. And a second deal looks like this. Let's say I want the 8 of hearts to end up in my hand and it starts on top of the deck. I could deal hands of cards to my opponent, and I keep the 8 for my hand. And what this is, if I leave it face up, you can see that I'm dealing the second card until I want the 8 of hearts. And in slow motion, I'm just taking the second card every time I reach over to deal. But when you do it face down up to speed, it's very hard to tell if that card is leaving the top or not. The second piece that you need to do when cheating this way is you need to go through and you need to mark a deck of cards, which is a big pain in the ass, because it's just tiny little markings that you make on the deck that allow you to identify the card without looking at it. So there'd be a marking on here that tells me it's the 3 of clubs. And each card would have a different marking to indicate a different card, and you have to practice for sometimes years, depending on how detailed you want to get with it, to not only see the marking right away, but be able to know exactly what card it is instantly. And it's a big pain, because when you mark cards, you want it to be super small to give away no indication whatsoever. Now these are not marked, and I have no intention to mark these. So I'm just going to demonstrate by dealing the cards face up, and we will pretend that they're marked and that they're face down. So in a game of bridge, if between you and your partner you end up with all of one suit, all 13 of a suit, that's a great hand, and the spades is the strongest suit. So I'm going to try to deal all the spades to me and my partner. So what would happen is I would be dealing, and these would be face down. I'm looking at the markings, and each time I see a spade, if it's going to go to an opponent, which these are my opponents, this coaster and me, are me and my partner. Every time I see a spade that's going to go to an opponent, I second deal. Then the spade ends up in my hand, right? And a lot of these are going to fall to you and your partner normally. But each time you see one that's going to go to an opponent, you have the option of bypassing using a second deal. And the tricky thing is being able to spot it instantaneously and knowing whether you have to second deal it or maintain it for your partner. See right there, I accidentally second dealed when I didn't need to. And that takes a lot of practice. Sometimes you're gonna get spades that are back to back and you second deal one to your opponent anyways. But as long as you end up with most of them, you're gonna be pretty hard to beat. So there should be 12 spades between me and my partner. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 spades. One got away, but no big deal. So how do you cheat when you're the one shuffling? Well, this requires even more sleight of hand, because you have to learn how to stack a deck while you shuffle. And you're not stacking the entirety of the deck, but you are stacking all of the spades, or whatever hand you might want, and positioning them so that when your opponent takes the cards to deal, all the work is done and the spades are exactly where you want them. So when I'm shuffling these, I'm keeping track and organizing everything. So it's all set. All the spades are going to end up in my hand here. So of course I would not be dealing. I'm going to deal very fairly to start so that you see I'm not cheating. All of these spades are going to end up in my hand. There's a spade. And I've maneuvered them so that every fourth card down is a spade. If you think I'm cheating, I welcome you to slow it down. I am taking these genuinely off the top. Here's the 10 of spades. And they're just positioned. They're ready to go. They're ready to rock. So that when you deal, you're going to end up with all of those spades. There's the 9 of spades. There's the 8 of spades. Next should be the 2 of spades. 2 of spades. Of course, if you were really cheating, you'd spread these out amongst you and your partner, and there's the 2 of spades, 4 of spades, excuse me. And that is a winning hand. So if you're looking to rip off your grandma and her bridge partner, please give me a call and we'll make some money.